Good morning, and it's time for Inside Oakwood with Dr. Leslie Pollard and his special guest. We got a wonderful topic to discuss today, this morning. Dr. Pollard, how are you doing this morning? And welcome again.
Good morning, Donna. I am excited about our program today.
Wonderful. Yes, I am too. You have a word
Yeah.
for us today?
Yes. I'm reflecting on the book of Revelation chapter 14, where John said verses 1-3 and 1-7. Of course, those famous three angels messages are really something that's very important to us as a people, as a faith group. But over and over in the book of Revelation, John talks about seeing the kingdom consisting of every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. And sometimes people forget that even though Oakwood University is an HBCU, it began its roots as a multiracial, multi-ethnic mission movement. And we have continued that trajectory with a welcoming mat being put out for all people. So that's a part of what we do. And as you think about the Oakwood of the 21st century, we've got a wonderful cosmopolitan group of students who are here just worshiping, working, and developing themselves to become great servants for God. Please kind of forgive my, I was telling Donna earlier pre-broadcast that I'm in the airport this morning. And so I have to keep my mask nearby, but I'm isolated and I'm separated from everyone. I'm off by myself. So the text, John said, I saw every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. Think about that God is in the business of developing, equipping, and saving people from every ethnic and racial group. And every group has value. I read one time in Ellen White's writings, I think it was Thoughts from the Mount of Blessings, page 143. I think it was. I'd have to look it up. But she said, there's no nation that is perfect in every habit and thought. One must learn from one another. And there's so many things that we can learn if we put ourselves in a position to learn from each other. People learn from us and we learn from them. And what that means to me, Donna, is that every ethnic group can learn from every other ethnic group. The majority can learn from the minority, and the minority can learn from the majority. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That makes sense. So here's the kicker though. Here's the kicker. So every group can learn, that means every group can teach. And part of the problem we've had in history is some just want to teach, they never want to learn. Right. Now that's been our experience in America, right? So some want to just teach us, but they never want to learn from us. But every group can learn and every group can teach. And this morning we are opening up through our broadcast, we open up Hispanic Heritage Month. And I can tell you personally, from my interaction with Pastor Ibarra, who leads us in these efforts, I have learned so much, so many things. I say, oh boy, that's a good value. I want to make sure that I get that one in my life and in my experience. So it's been wonderful. And today we've got a wonderful team as we celebrate here at Oakwood University. And we've got great representatives of this initiative today.
Yes, Dr. Pollard, I'm excited too, as you are, about this. And that was great history too. I mean, I kind of knew it, but you don't know it until somebody really just lays it out for you.
True.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. So we're going to talk about oh my goodness. I've been doing this all day, Dr. Pollard. It's just
don't worry about it.
Hispanic Heritage Month. I don't know, it's been one of those days for me today. Hispanic Heritage Month, which began even a while ago, maybe. Is it 2 weeks now? How long has it started?
Oh yeah, usually about September 15 or so, we kind of launch, and then we carry it through to the month of October. Now we carry it through all the way through the month of October, and we've got wonderful celebrations. We've got fiestas, we've got celebraciones. Boy, my Spanish is so bad. But I got great teachers. Pastor Moral is here from our religion faculty. We've just got wonderful teachers who help us with these things. And one of the things I love is that when I'm interacting with my Latino brothers and sisters, and I try to practice my Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And I listen to Pastor Cabral teach whole classes in English and then in Spanish. Wow. And I say, oh my goodness, I wish I was completely bilingual. But my daughters are, because what we did was we said to them, now this is what we said to our children. And parents, if you're listening, please, if this is helpful, let it be. I said to them, I said, you know, girls, your daddy's generation is probably one of the last generations who can make it in America being monolingual. There is a whole world of opportunity if you acquire another language. And my daughters listened, and we used the Adventist Colleges Abroad program, which we run here at Oakwood University. And they went to Spain and studied for a whole year and became certified, and now completely bilingual. So let me show you one of the benefits of that. When my daughter was in law school, there were no Latino students at her law school. But there were just a few who were coming in, and they needed to start a Latino law association for students. And because she could speak Spanish, they asked her, would she start it? And my daughter, African American, she came and became bilingual, and she led the Latino Law Students Association the first year. Wow. Because she had those skills. And then when they needed people to represent many of the migrant workers in Middle Georgia, she would go out as a public defender, and she would talk with them and then represent them because they'd be completely lost out in some of these little isolated communities. The people would be completely lost in the legal system. Yeah. And it was a blessing. So we acquire these skills because they expand our arena of service. And I've said to myself, one day I want to take a summer and I want to go do immersion in some Spanish speaking environment so that I can really make my little bit of Spanish, my little baby Spanish, I can grow it up and help it mature. But again, think about that, parents, when you're thinking about your children, whatever that other language is, whether it's Mandarin. Now, after they finished in Spain, I tried to get them to go to China to study Mandarin, but they said, no, Daddy, that's enough. We're coming back home. And so they did. But again, though, with your children, if you can help them acquire language skills and they're open to it, you create whole new arenas for service because they're multilingual. Does that make sense? That
makes sense. I think that's great. And I know the parents out there listening got that message and probably going to respond to it. And we know that Oakwood University can be the platform for them to begin that journey.
Amen. Right. Amen, Donna. It can be the catalyst for that.
Yes. Yeah. So we got Pastor Isaac Ibarra here as well. And Dr. Pollard has really laid it out. We really understand, how important it is to be tied in to Hispanic Heritage Month. Why is it so significant, Mr. Ibarra?
You said that beautifully.
Yes. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm glad to join Dr. President Pollard in this conversation. I would like to actually mention that the celebration that we are in right now, September 15 to October 15, it is only a celebration that takes place in America. You cannot go to our Latin country because they do not celebrate it. So I would like to highlight that it's so unique for United States of America. As a matter of fact, it been a while back under President Johnson, 1968. And it was 1 week, but it was under President Reagan that it was extended for 30-day period in 1988. So we've been celebrating. And what are we doing? We just acknowledge the contribution that the Hispanic or Latino made to America. So I'm glad to be part of this great celebration that you cannot go to Mexico to celebrate it. You cannot go to Cuba, Puerto Rico, or any other country. It only happened here in America.
Wow. And that's significant, right? Because can you just expound on that? Why is it significant that we're only celebrating here in America? I mean, just want you to expound on it a little bit.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. If we look at the composition of America, it's made out of immigrants, And I was talking to my friend earlier, and even she's an African American. She did ancestry.com, and she got something from Salvador. So even some of us will be surprised if we go to ancestry.com to see what is actually in our heritage. Now, what is important in America, because most of the family, they come here and they miss a lot of the culture thing that they partake in their homeland. So this time is good to celebrate away from home. And as a matter of fact, it's like bringing back to United States a piece of what they eat, bringing back their music, bringing back their culture. And as we are not planning, because I'm not planning to go back to Cuba, so I better bring Cuba to United States.
Oh, wow. Yes, yes. And we're happy to have it, right? So,
Yes,
Mr. Pastor Ibarra, you are the special assistant to the president for diversity and inclusion. So, and you're speaking Spanish, so that lets us know that you're involved in that heritage, but you're involved in all the heritage, different, multiple, diverse heritage that is represented on the campus. What does that involve?
Well, that involves, I mean, you have to come to Oakwood to experience the richness of culture. More than 50 countries represented. And it's interesting that every single country, every single group of ethnic group, they come with the rich background of their culture. So at Oakwood University, we are blessed. We are blessed and super blessed to have a lot of countries represented. And each one of those here at Oakwood University, they could be themselves and they don't have to put their culture away. As a matter of fact, they could teach us and we could eat and we could taste their cuisine. So we're not inviting everyone that comes to become, you know, like some kind of mention the melting pot. We don't want them to lose their culture. We want them to experience their culture, celebrate their culture, and teach us their culture.
Wow. And is that part of your role in this position that you hold here?
Well, I mean, if I talk about my role as it relates to the Hispanic, since we're on the Hispanic Heritage Month, the best way that I could describe it is la familia, family, la familia. So that means that what am I or what I'm supposed to be for our student. For the young one, I'm just a father. For my contemporary one, they are still a family, but I'm a brother. For the elderly one, we are still a family, but I'm a son. So it's a family. The term la familia, you know, the family. And I know we have Dr. Manuel and Patricia and Hanny, and but it's that sense of la familia that whenever we meet, we have that in our mind. La familia, we are family.
Okay, so we do have, like you just mentioned, we do have other guests on here. We want to get to them. We're going to talk to Dr. Manuel Morale first. He is the Oakwood University professor in the School of Theology. And talk to us, Dr. Morale, about your experience here and why is his Hispanic Heritage Month so important, and how well is Oakwood doing?
Yes, it's a privilege for me to be here. President Leslie Pollard was increasing the interest of including us in a way that is marvelous. Many people told me that before a few Spanish people were here, but right now is growing every day. And also Pastor Ibarra, he's a very good friend and working in a team as a leader with the president, with the administration, and making a bridge with the Spanish community through OLA. OLA is one organization founded by Pastor Elder Ibarra, and is working and impacting the community a lot. We are not only working here at Oakwood, in the Spanish community, not only here in Huntsville, but through all the U.S. and beyond the U.S., we are impacting and making a lot of recording programs under the name of Oakwood University. It's our privilege. People are asking us, what is Oakwood University? Also in Spain, I was publishing some peer review with some psychologists in Spain, and they were asking in Spain, what is Oakwood University? I said, you can check there. The Department of Religion of Oakwood University, they are including a lot of Latinos. They are calling me, why you are there? Oh, because they are including Latinos as a part of the family.
Wow.
And it's a very nice experience. I say before, and I repeat all the time, this, forgive me, because sometimes there are something that we need to repeat all the time. This is the best thing that happened to my life, to be here, part of the family, Oakwood family.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. And we're so glad that you are part of our family. And I don't even know, Dr. Pollard is still here with us. And we're going to talk to our students now, Dr. Pollard, and get an idea of what's happening with our events, as well as how they feel about being Hispanic students here on the campus and being able to continue their heritage. Let's start with Patricia. Hey, Patricia.
Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Great, going well. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Do you tell us about the activities that are happening for Hispanic Heritage Month here at Oakwood? Do you know?
Yes, so there is going to be a fiesta night coming this Saturday at 9:00 p.m. all the way through 11:00 p.m. And it's going to be having a lot of food and fun and fellowship. So we're going to be having a whole group of people from all parts of Central and South America, as well as around maybe some parts of Europe, like around Spain. And we're just going to have this huge celebration with music and a lot of fun and a lot of food. So if any of you guys are interested, then please come on by. It's always been one of my favorite events for Oakwood University, and we always have a fun time. Even the students who are not of Hispanic heritage, they always say that this is like their favorite event that they always go to, and they always look forward to it. It's actually funny because my friends and my colleagues who are part of the media department at Oakwood University, they would tell me, when is this event? I want to go, because they always have fun at this event. So if you're interested, once again, this is the Fiesta Latina. It is September 25th, which is on this Saturday, and it's going to be from 9:00 p.m. to 11:00 p.m. at the Millet Activity Center.
Now, Patricia Miranda, you are, did I get it right? I'm sorry. You are a senior, right?
Yes, I am. I am a senior.
And have you done all 4 years here at Oakwood University?
I have.
Tell me why you decided to come to Oakwood.
Well, it's a bit of a long story, but to shorten it, so my mother, who is actually Pastor Ibarra's assistant for the diversity and inclusion, she was bringing in a few students over to Oakwood when she heard about it and giving them tours. And so she loved the school so much that she decided to put the position there. And so I decided that I was going to enroll myself because, I was at a not so good place. I was working at a job that I didn't like. And so I decided to just start over from the ground up and do something that I really wanted to do. And so I decided that I was going to major in broadcast journalism, minor in English, focusing on professional writing. And it's been an amazing 4 years.
Yes. Wow. And yes, she does work here at WJOU. Everybody's wondering now. So you do have that as your major, and we are so happy to have you. And she's going to be with me tomorrow on Morning Joy to listen for Patricia. So we also have an international student here. Hannah is an international student from El Salvador. Why did you choose Oakwood University?
Well, actually, it's kind of also like a long story, but my dad is a pastor too, so he met the pastor Ibarra in a meeting. So they were talking, and the topic of the university came out, and my dad was really excited about it. So he talked to me, and we already have plans to me to come here and study here in United States. So I just felt really comfortable with the university, and I think that's what I decided to come here, because I like the mission, the vision, and that's it. I'm just really happy to be here.
So tell me about your experience, though, as a Hispanic student on a historically Black campus. And I want Patricia to also respond to that question as well. Hannah?
Well, at first, I didn't know that Oakwood was an HBCU. So when I find out, I was kind of worried to come here, because the question was like, am I going to be wanted there? like people is gonna be mad at me. So, but like, fortunately, people is always amazing to me. The students, the classmates, the teachers, the staff members, they just make me feel like I'm in home. And I'm really glad that nothing bad happened to me. So, and I know that maybe for some people it's kind of like, what are Hispanics doing here? And I get it and I respect it. But people are just so nice to us, and I really appreciate that.
And please forgive me for saying your name wrong. I'm calling you something else. Your name
It's fine.
is Hanny, right? Hanny?
Yeah.
Hanny? Okay, want to make sure I'm saying it right now. So we want to hear Patricia. Can you respond to that question as well?
Sure. So I think that at first I was kind of in the terms of, wow, I'm a Hispanic student going into a mostly African American school, but as time went on, I started to definitely get myself more acquainted with everybody. And then when I knew about this Hispanic community over at Oakwood, where they would have their own set of activities and they would go to their own church and they would have their gatherings, I did feel a sense of welcome and commotion. So I definitely do feel like I'm a part of this large extended family with everybody, whether it be with people who are Hispanic or people who are African American or people who are from Europe or all parts of the country. Somebody who grew up with a large extended community in New York, I was very familiar with that melting pot of just interacting with everybody. In like one corner, there would be people who are of Asian descent. One corner, there'll be of people who are Spanish descent. Another corner will be of people who are Jewish descent. So for us to come together in this large hodgepodge of a university where everybody can mingle with each other and they come from all different walks of life has just been amazing.
Wow. So do you feel like your cultural needs have been met here at Oakwood University? And then we'll get Hanny to also respond to that.
I think definitely when in terms of this particular time of year with the Hispanic Heritage Month, in which they would bring in Hispanic pastors and they would have various events and they would have a big celebration with the Hispanics. I think that I do feel that. And even with like the days that are not of Hispanic Heritage Month, when I do interact with a lot of the Hispanic students here, I do feel a sense of belonging, especially with all different types of culture. Like I myself, I'm half Puerto Rican and half Dominican. And I know, some of the students are either Cuban or Mexican or El Salvadorian or Ecuadorian. So you do get that mixture of all types of people, and you get to hear from their experiences of where they come from and what they celebrate and what they hold as tradition. So you do get that bit whenever that you're interacting with the students, even if it's just a regular day.
Wow. So you don't feel like you're really missing anything from your culture or your heritage as being a student here on a historically Black institution. Hanny, can you respond to that? How are your cultural needs being met and supported?
Well, here at Oakwood, I'm really happy to know that the university is trying to make us an important group here. And it just made me excited all about the fiestas. And I know a lot of people is coming, so they can actually like appreciate our culture and know about them and experience that maybe some things that we experience in our countries. So it just, it's excited to know how many people came to us and they are excited about the food, the music, the dance moves, everything. It's just amazing.
Now, I know, and it's going to be so exciting. Now, the fiesta is not the only thing that's happening, right? There's some other events that are coming up as well. I think somebody's doing chapel today too. Mr. Ibarra? But are there any other activities? I guess is really what I'm asking to be sure. Are there any other activities other than, in addition to the fiesta?
Yes, actually, there's going to be an AY as well. I believe the day is October 15. And there's various activity in the different departments at the church as well. So everyone been doing a little something to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
Okay, I think the flyer's getting ready to come up. So Dr. Manuel Morel, can you tell us, is there anything that's happening in the classrooms that you're doing differently?
Yes, there are two different, at least, kind of Hispanic people that are coming here. For example, Hispanic people like you are seeing here that are very good in English, very good integrated in English. They grew up bilingual. But there are people, maybe a little like me, that came here like 38 years. I came to the US, I say to the promised land. Without no English, then there are Spanish here that are coming with very, very little English, and they are feeling that this is a field of education for people who are just starting in the US. And I am very proud because they are feeling integrated here. Oakwood has one attraction very special for Hispanics who are bilingual, bicultural, but also for Hispanics who are looking for a better way of life. And they are starting almost from zero. Pastor Ibarra has a dynamic ministry with his team. All Hispanics are his team, all of us and all Hispanics. And people who are starting here, they are very happy. They are saying that they are making progress. And there are a lot of things that are similar in the Spanish culture, for example, and the African-American culture, for example, spirituality. All of us are very religious people. I never saw any. I was working in a Caucasian conference, Iowa, Missouri conference, and to be sincere, when I came to Oakwood, I feel that I was converted again because the environment is like a heavenly environment, led me to use the word celestial environment, prayer, good music, good worship. And this is very good for Hispanics also, because we are very spiritual oriented community and very oriented to the family. Also, a lot of good connection with Oakwood, and we are not feeling just tolerated. We are feeling included, and this is what I noted with my people also, even people who are very new in the country.
Very beautiful, beautiful. So Hanny and Patricia, would you encourage other Hispanic students to come to Oakwood?
Absolutely, I do. I think that they would get a blessed experience coming over to Oakwood and being able to not only learn from all the students, but also from interacting with those that they can have a personal connection with, whether it be through culturally or whether it be through having very similar majors or goals and career choices. And I think that they'll definitely be blessed here at Oakwood.
And Hanny, can you respond to that? And then we're going to get ready to close.
Yeah, I think that our own experience can help other Hispanic people to come to Oakwood. Not only in the academic way, I think it's more important to the spiritual way to know that we can connect to God more than maybe other universities, because we are an Adventist university. So I think it's really important to talk with other people, Hispanic students, and let them know that, hey, you're going to be good at here, you're going to be happy here, this is going to be a whole new experience for you. And I think maybe people can take that choice and come here.
Thank you so much. Now, Pastor Ibarra, we know we have these events that we've talked about happening. They're going to be celebrated in a safe environment, COVID safe environment, right? Dr.
Yes.
Ibarra?
Yes. And what we are doing this year, we are creating 4 different stations. We are going to have a station just for dessert, and you will be able to taste dessert from different countries. Then we'll have a beverage station. We will have a salad station and the food station. And we are doing it because of the COVID. We don't want everyone to be gathered at the same place, so we space it out, and we are taking all the guidelines. But at the same time, we want every single one to experience, and not just fill in your plate. be able to talk to the people and ask them about that special cuisine or that special dessert, and they'll be able to share with you something about the culture as well.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Ibarra, we are going to head out right now. Any final comments you want to make about this historic Hispanic Heritage Month on the campus of Oakwood University as we close out?
Well, I'm going to put my preacher hat and say that this only reminds me that in heaven, there's only going to be one long table where everyone, we are going to be sitting at the welcome table. And that's what this is for me. And anticipating what is going to take place soon and very soon.
Thank you so much. This has been Inside Oakwood with Dr. Leslie Pollard and his guest here, visiting with us right here on Inside Oakwood to tell us all about this Hispanic Heritage Month that we are celebrating here on the campus of Oakwood University. We'll see you again next week with Dr. Leslie Pollard right here in the studio about our support drive here at WJOU.